And we are live. April 3rd, 2020, 8:16 in the PM. We're coming live. If you are watching this right now, you're in the live. Thank you for being here this evening. Live from the CLE, the 216 recording. It is the SMT, Sneed Mobile Tech. Thank you all for being here this evening to tune in to the SMT podcast. We're going to be talking about everything T-Mobile. Everything wireless. The discussions don't just start and end with T-Mobile. It was just a very eventful week. A lot was going on with T-Mobile. A lot was going on with Sprint. We had our merger close. The business side is complete. All operations are going to be integrated as one company, the new T-Mobile. I'm sure they'll just be operating, standard T-Mobile, and then they'll just continue to trade as TMUS, I believe, is the trade letter designation. So that's pretty much it. The merger is complete. The Tuning Act review is complete. All systems a go from Judge Timothy Kelly. And all we have left is the boo-hoo crybaby California Public Utilities Commission. And that's pretty much it. And, of course, that is all but, a technicality at this point. No concerns there. So we got the new T-Mobile. It was a huge week. A lot of people, now finally understanding what it means to them if they are a T-Mobile or a Sprint customer. If you're a T-Mobile customer, you do nothing, right? Nothing has really changed for you. If you're a Sprint customer, changes are coming. Your network experience could be different. Obviously, T-Mobile customers as well, but legacy devices may need to be decommissioned, things of that nature. We covered that in a video this week. We talked about devices that are going to be compatible with the two networks as they get integrated, and that'll be an ongoing process. I don't have every little detail and answer for every question, but of course, we can try to address as many of them as possible. Talk about the devices that are compatible, talk about the network technologies, the synergies, the integration process. How long before we start to see a T-Mobile icon on the phone of on a former Sprint customer's phone? All that stuff, we just don't have the answers. But 85 in the live. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are in the live chat, and if you could be so kind to pop out of the live chat and hit that like button, that would be amazing. Thank you so much in advance for that. 85 in the live. If you are watching this live, I do appreciate you guys so much. If you're watching this on replay, big shout out to the replay crew. Hashtag replay crew, if you don't mind. Let's do our formal introductions to everybody who's here. Saldana Tech Central, it is good to have you on. Bob, doing well. Hope you're well also. Pete's going to be holding it down. He's got moderating duties. Watch out for the blue wrench. So Pete said there was 15 minutes to go. Bob said there was 25 to go. I think, yeah, man, I'm on time. I'm good today. Billy, my dude, what is up? Good to have you on, sir. Sneed is cool. It's odd. Yeah, a lot of live streaming this week. But, with all that's going on with the situation, I've tried to make myself more available. I've tried to do more. What's up, Tom? Sean Dub, my dude, what is up, man? Thanks for being here this evening. Rafi holding it down. He's got moderating duties. Big Raf, thank you so much for that. The homie Cesar is here as well. Thank you for being here, sir. Let's see who else is in the live as it just jumped down on me. The homie John is also going to be moderating tonight. Glad my moderators are here. Pete, you are definitely not antisocial. Maybe just slightly introvert, but definitely not antisocial. Wants to take the over-under for guests tonight. Let's say 6. Well, I don't even know if I could do 7. I don't even know if I have 7 to bring up. I'll go with the under on that one. Let's see here. What else is going on? Peter's 3? Oh, the over-under on the 3. Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, got the under. Great. All right, we got 85 in the live. The homie Ronald, patron supporter, friend of the channel, friend of the show. Ron, thanks for being here. Pretty active on Twitter today. It was a good time. Always a blast. Good to have you on. got here? Bob is here. Got Bob. Okay. Devin, it is a pleasure. It's been a while. Haven't seen you on. It is good to have you. Nelson is also here. Good to have you as well. Maxwell is in the house from Hawaii. Aloha. It done 86. Good to have you on, sir. Or ma'am, I'm not sure actually. Jihad is here. It's good to have you on. Thank you for stopping by. Raf, appreciate the sound check. The homie Lawrence, welcome to you, my friend, and also welcome to the Patreon community. It is good to have you, and welcome to that community. Just watched a video talking about how 5G caused coronaviruses. Pretty crazy, right? Technoid's live. He says some very nice things about you. Kind of looked upset. And you kind of looked upset. What? No, that's my dude, man. He's a good friend of mine. What's up, Truman? Bobby, Roy is here as well. Big shout out to H-Town. Apple Watts. This OnePlus has great sound, man. The OnePlus is a nice phone, man. My service is worse. I make a call in 10 seconds. It drops. What are you talking about here, Nelson? What's the provider? What's going on there? Maurice Gonzalez. Does the CPU-C thing affect full access roaming? No, not at all. And that's probably why they have to do it as such. Mr. McKinney is here. Hope I get more features added to my plan because free Netflix. Yeah, there's some things coming your way. Gregory, my dude, it is good to have you on. Bobby is here. Good to have you on as well. Tony Phony Baloney, the artist formerly known as Rayz Mobile Carrier News. What's up, buddy? Jason is here. California always the crybaby, man. It seems to be that way. Yeah, you ain't lying, John. Straight up, man. Seriously. The Bionic Scoop, my dude. What is up? Glad you are here. Boost Mobile. Yeah, so Boost is going to continue to operate as Boost. They'll be operating as Boost until we get an official transitioning from the Dish side, which, from what I understand, could be anywhere between 30 to 90 days. So I have to keep you posted, keep paying your bill, and all that good stuff. We are live, yes, indeed. All right, Nelson. Benny D, what is up? Mike West, friend of the show, also Patreon supporter. Yeah, please do smash the like button. Landon, glad you are here as well. I don't even know how close I am to catching up here. Super chat. Big shout out to Gene. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Gene always very generous and kind with the donations. We do thank you for that. Thank you so much. All donations do go to the Yasmin Foundation. For those of you that don't know who Yasmin is, that is my daughter. That's my little one. What is up, Dusty? Good to have you on. Vincent is in the house. Scott, glad you could make it. What is up, Tech Twan? Anthony is also here, doing well. I hope you are also. What's up, Baby Yoda? Also a newer member of the Patreon page. Jason is here. Matt Sullivan, also a patron. Jamaal is here, my brother. Good to have you on. Also a patron. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Douglas is in the house. Appreciate you being here and stopping by. When my LG V60 can utilize Sprint's 5G. I'm guessing, well, if it's an LG V60 from Sprint, you're all set. Probably just an update if it's a T-Mobile variation. The homie Timothy Ball is here, my resident T-Mobile dude. What is up, man? Good to have you on. Also a Patreon member. Martin is here. Adrian is here. Love the videos so far. Sprint always worked good in Nebraska. Interesting on the new plans. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see what they get to keep as customers and type of features and other additions and improvements happen for those customers. Yeah, Bobby, what is up? ACDC is in the house. Good to have you on. Talk about the California Public Utilities Commission. They don't have issues with. There's nothing there. It's nothing. Just politics. What's Dish gonna do to the Boost name? Maybe they keep it. Maybe they change it. I don't know. What's up, Gene? Patron supporter, friend of the show. Rich is here. Hey, Gene. Thank you for the super chat again, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, you'll be taking advantage of that real soon. Bobby, got you. Okay, Tim is in the house. We also have Mark. What is this stuff about California? Maybe I'll do a video on it tonight or tomorrow and release it and kind of give everybody the rundown. It's just politics. It's just talk. It's nothing. Believe you me. Alexis, friend of the channel, supporter of the channel, also a member of the Patreon. Thank you for being here. I have company over and I will have you in the background. Hope all is well. Thank you. And I hope all is well for you also. Thank you for that. Good evening, Tim, man. My dude, what is up? I finally found Verizon using Dish's AWS Spectrum yesterday. So they finally got it out there in the wild, bolstering the network. Because AT&T's got it live, from what I understand, and T-Mobile's got all their stuff live. So, let's see what else here. Ref is on point tonight. Yep, absolutely. Dusty, H-Town. Omar is here. Good to have you on, sir. Thank you for stopping by. Garen Mangasarian, I think is how you would pronounce that. Hello to you. Glad you were able to make it tonight to the show. Hey, awesome, man. Proud of you. Happy for you. I hope everything turns out well, and that sticks, man. Appreciate you. Techno always looks upset. That's funny. He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. Yeah, Sprint Change is up and coming. Light Bar Videos, good to have you on. Andy Logan is here. Glad you guys can make it. Man, I'm trying to catch up in the hellos. Caleb is here, friend of the show. Got some stuff to do. Might be on later in the stream. Any RF Network questions will have to be answered near the end. Got you. Thank you for letting us know. Carlos, the homie, is here. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Shannon is here. Cheryl is here. JC is in the house. Boost does not do anything for missed payments. They will just cut you off. You might want to reach out to Boost on Twitter. That's not what I'm seeing. So hopefully they can help you out there. Maurice. Maxwell needs better coverage. If you don't want to sign up for a monthly donation, how can you make a one-time donation? You can actually go into the description box, and we have a PayPal donation. You're more than welcome to do that. We greatly appreciate those considerations. Thank you in advance for that. By all means, at this time and what's going on with our situation, I would never try to, force or even, try to coerce anybody into giving a donation. The only way anybody should be donating anything right now is if they can. They have the means, so, how people manage their money right now, I totally understand it. So, but I do appreciate the consideration. So there's a PayPal link in the description box if you would like to do so. If it's Sprint, it's best to just throw it away. Oh, God, man. Buy new hardware. The new hardware would help you in a lot of different ways, right? What's up, Tiny? What's happening, bro? Good to have you on. Little Twin, should I stick with Metro? Yeah, good company. The network's getting better, so sure. What's up, Robert? Good to have you on. Mr. Derby. Opinion on the McLaren? That's a good phone, man. It's a good phone. Very nice. If Mike ever comes here, I'll get some. The brother 10 is so lit, man. Thank you so much for coming through. In here, roll the Dutch and hold the church. Nice, bro. Quote of the night right there, bro. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. You're always so supportive of me and the community, man. I appreciate you, bro. If you guys would be so kind to head over to my brother's channel, Tana Solet, go ahead and subscribe to that dude's channel. Dude is solid. He's got coverage on all the latest mobile technologies, including phones and, different types of hardware, including like Galaxy devices. He does, camera analysis. The homie does tons with instrumentals and music. Very talented, very skilled individual. I highly recommend his channel. Go subscribe to him now. Thank you, Tana, for that. Got the super chat. Thank you, Cesar. Just got the S25 GU cellular. Good phone. Less than a mile from a Sprint tower. I see you guys have a lot of stuff you want to talk about. I'm trying to catch up. If I missed anybody, I am so sorry. I got to get going here in the live. Let me just go ahead and get to the stuff that's going on with the community. So in the description box, alongside the PayPal donation link, there's an SMT Patreon page link where you can get exclusive access to all types of content, including live streams and podcasts, perks, interactions, exclusive videos that don't find their way anywhere else except the Patreon page. So I've got links there for that. Also, the second channel, Steam Mobile Tech Live Streams, is there. The Twitter handle at Sneed Tech. And the Megadon.net link. Sneed Tech does support Megadon.net, the social media platform of the future. Never need another social media platform ever again. No algorithms, no ads, no tracking. Megadon.net. Big shout out to Hideika, also a patron member. Thank you so much for doing that and being a part of the community. I would also like to formally introduce and welcome the newest members of the Patreon: Lawrence, Tucson Bob, Rayz Mobile Carrier News, formerly known as Rayz Mobile Carrier News, currently known as Tony Phony Baloney, and then My Daily Side. Welcome to you all. All right, Maverick is here. Aaron is here. Good to have you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so anything is fair game on the podcast. We could talk about anything wireless, anything network associated, phones, LTE, 5G, whatever you guys want to talk about, it's all good with me. But a lot happened this week. A lot happened with T-Mobile. T-Mobile finally closed the deal with Sprint. We now have a merged company. The companies are, they've successfully gone through all the rigmarole, all the legal pieces, all the obligations with everything. They've met those requirements and they've completed their transaction. Judge Timothy Kelly, who was overseeing the concessions of the deal, went ahead and approved. And all systems are a go. The only thing that's left, and it's a technicality, is the state of California Public Utilities Commission has to go ahead and complete their vote from within their union. And that's it. It's a done deal. And they can integrate within California. Otherwise, all the other integration stuff everywhere else is good to go. So people are already starting to gain access to the Sprint network if they are T-Mobile customers. And there's markets where we're seeing people that are getting, the access to LTE connections that they didn't have before. There are some concerns for some people that are running some older phones. People are, and Rafi, if you could please provide a link in the live chat to the video where there are people that might be running some older phones. Like if your phone is pre-2018, maybe it's a 2017 or 2016, that phone may not have the full allotment of LTE connections, for the T-Mobile network if you're a Sprint customer. So you're going to want to check that out. You're going to want to get access to band 71. That is T-Mobile's newest band. And it's become a big part of their network. So you're going to want to get connected to it when it is available. Imagine, you're getting connected to an additional 10 megahertz of spectrum, or maybe even 15 or 20 megahertz. Maybe it's the difference between you having a signal and maybe not having a signal. So it's something to consider. And of course, when you upgrade your device to a newer phone, you get yourself higher capacity speeds and better technology. So better signal, faster speeds, that sort of thing. And then, of course, you future-proof your phone, so it'll be good for, at least a couple of years. And some of these phones are super expensive. I always recommend getting a year-old flagship as opposed to getting a mid-ranger. So if you're going to spend $300 or $400 on a mid-range phone, I say just go ahead and buy the 2019 flagship. Get yourself the last generation Note, or get yourself the last generation Samsung Galaxy, or the last generation Google phone, or the last generation LG V series. Whatever the case may be, get last year's flagship. You get yourself a fully supported device with high-end performance. That's the best way to go. Mid-ranges are cool, but they don't have the camera performance. They don't have, the power under the hood, as they say, with the radio technologies and the processors and things like that. They definitely don't have the RAM and things of that nature. All Sprint phones from 2015 on support 24512, but 71, you're right. Yeah, that's going to be the biggie, right? Getting access to band 71. So that's really the thing to be mindful of. I was going to say some other stuff happened throughout the week. With the merger being official, John Legere is no longer the CEO at Sprint, or at T-Mobile. At T-Mobile. So now we have Mike Sievert getting promoted. He was the COO. Now he is the CEO. He's the president of the company. John steps down. He doesn't renew his contract as CEO. He moves to a position on the board of directors, as does Marcelo Clore. I have no idea why, but whatever. He's there. Robert says, Sneed been wanting to ask you, do you think T-Mobile has equipment ready to deploy Sprint Spectrum? They sure do. Yeah. A lot of the network integration will be software oriented, but they're going big on massive MIMO. They will be spending on the network. So yes, they should be fine. All right, so Mike Sievert in as the new CEO of T-Mobile. John Legere out as the former CEO of T-Mobile. Sprint, that's a wrap. RIP to Sprint. Sprint, they lived a long life. 1893, the start of the company, to 2020. Their legacy lives on in the form of the network technology, bringing all of this mid-band spectrum, the 2.5 gigahertz spectrum that is going to boost T-Mobile in the 5G space and 5G wireless. All right, so all that's going to be going on. We also had the news from QuiBI. QuiBI will be a service that T-Mobile is invested in heavily. T-Mobile is going to offer it to their customers for free for 1 year if they have a multi-line plan. So 2 or more lines on the Magenta family of plans. If you have a family plan, you're covered. You get free access for a year. After a year, you have to choose between Netflix on Us or QuiBI. I would say stick with the Netflix on Us after the year and then pay for the QuiBI if you like it. The QuiBI is $4.99 a month, right? Netflix is like $10 a month, I think is what it is, the lowest or the entry level. So something to consider there. So we had the QuiBI news. That'll be available starting April 6th, which I think would put it at Monday. So you can get access to it. 175 shows, little 10-minute tidbits of shows. It's free to everybody to try for, I think, 90 days or something like that. So anybody could try it out. Of course, T-Mobile customers, the Sprint converts, they'll all have access to it for a year. Does not affect your Netflix until after a year. Then you have to make that decision. So we had that news. Trying to think of what other videos we made. Looks like AT&T's in shambles. That's going on. So that's pretty much everything we did this week. I don't know if maybe I missed any other videos. Maybe Rafi or any of the moderators, if you guys could post links to any of my videos from this week, that would be awesome. Appreciate that so much, because I'm looking at my timelines of videos, and what you guys will see, you'll have the announcement for the T-Mobile merger closing on April 1st. We did that on Monday. We also had the new T-Mobile Will My Phone Work. Customers of Sprint and T-Mobile should watch that. T-Mobile, having issues with stores being closed. That was one of the videos. We did a couple podcasts this week. John out, Mike Sievert in, those types of things. And then we had the T-Mobile on Us, or T-Mobile's Netflix on Us, or the QuiBI thing. So you guys can check those videos out if you haven't watched any of them this week. So any of you out there that want to discuss any topics about the new T-Mobile, whether it's the network, whether it's the compatibility of phones, anything that you have, tonight's the night to ask those questions. Also, if you have answers to any of these questions, by all means, do chime in. Help the community. If you have the answers, you've spoken to customer care representatives, you follow the channel closely, help us out and let us know what's going on. So let's go in on it. Let's do it. Oscar, welcome to you, sir. SMT, what's going to happen to Metro by T-Mobile? Nothing. Metro by T-Mobile goes unfazed. Customers on that network don't have to do anything. Nothing changes for them except network experience. I think your network experience on Metro by T-Mobile should be a little bit faster, should have a little bit better coverage because of the combinations of the two networks. So things should be good if you are a Metro customer. Yeah, I got your messages, Gene. Appreciate you so much for sharing that information with me. Yeah, I'm hearing like 30 to 90 days. I don't know, man. Who knows? But yeah, if they gave you a date of 6/1, I believe you, and we'll roll with that. Dish taking over Boost within the next couple of months. So thank you for sharing that. Here's the link to the video right there. Just drinking a soda, that's all. Just the soda. All right, Artemis, what's going on, man? Network integration. It's going to take a little time. People got to be patient. I know they want access to everything, but what are you going to do? It's going to take a little bit of time. A lot of software stuff is going on. Not too much hardware stuff is going on at this time. They're still doing network upgrades, but it's just not at the accelerated pace that I think T-Mobile wants to work. What's up, Obed? T-Mobile's network be better than Verizon and AT&T. I think they're going to give them a run for their money, man. Until the millimeter wave part, I don't know how that's going to play out. So we'll have to wait and see. Honestly, it's a tough call. I think they do compete. Here are some other links to the videos from this week. Thank you, Pete. Appreciate you. Here's another one. All right, so we got all the videos up there. Fantastic. Thank you, Pete. D-Gaff, what up, brother? What's happening? James, the phone lineups on prepaid are trash. It's best to bring your own phone if you're going that route. Totally agree. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate you. Billy says, I like the speed at my work now that I'm picking up a T-Mobile signal. There you go. And that's the whole idea behind the merger was how do customers benefit from this merger? Everybody was caught up in the pricing. Everybody was, tripping about what's going to happen to my plan. But it looks like all that stuff, it's a little bit overstated and overdone. It looks like the network part, the synergies of the two companies is going to be the highlight of the merger. Unionizing. It would be non-ionizing, right? Drink water. Be water, my friend. Heard from Boost Reps that Dish takes over May 1st. Okay, so we got a little bit of some misinformation there. I wonder how long the integration takes place and, what that's going to look like. So Jihad saying May 1st. Gene was saying June 1st. We'll see what happens there. We'll just have to follow that situation closely. Should I get rid of my OnePlus 7 Pro? Why? That's a really nice phone. Detroit Lions. It's a really nice phone. I'm on T-Mobile. Anything changes. I'm anti-5G because it's mostly gimmicks. I grew up on Blackberries. I grew up on Blackberries too, man. I'm doing 5G. As soon as the network's available in my region, I think it's worth it for me to upgrade. What's going to happen with 2.5? I need better speeds and experience on T-Mobile LT. All of that should be happening this year. By the end of this year, I think the T-Mobile network is going to be almost unrecognizable. I think it's going to be so much better than it was pre-merger. So hang tight, a little bit of patience, but I think by the end of the year, we have a totally different experience for T-Mobile customers. Will Sprint be phased out? Yes. Probably through April, but yes, it'll be phased out. Indeed. Yeah, so we got that. What's up, Robert? Good to have you on. Thank you for stopping by. I asked Sprint today about my phone. They couldn't help me. I'm roaming on T-Mobile, and it's probably going to be like that for a while, Humphreys, until things just all become native coverage. Expect that by the end of April. Give it a couple of weeks. Colby, what up? What do you think about the new OnePlus 8 Pro 5G? I really like the sound of it. I don't know about the pricing. It looks like it might push the $1,000 barrier. We'll have to see what the pricing is on it. Yeah, it'll be tri-band. I don't see why not. But I think Verizon will be the only one that's going to be running millimeter wave. So I don't know actually if it's going to be tri-band. I don't know. It should be. Those are nice phones. I hope they don't cut off any of the access for 5G. Jared Cohen, I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of weird stuff's been happening with YouTube lately with resolutions and playback. I don't know what's going on. What's up, Mark? Do Sprint customers have full access to the T-Mobile network when no Sprint signal is available with no speed cap? Sprint customers will have full access to the network regardless of your connection to Sprint towers. It's not going to make a difference. It's going to be fully integrated. So there will be no switching between Sprint towers and T-Mobile towers. You're just going to have access to all of them, right? So that's pretty much it. Been looking closed on your video. What do you mean? What do you means? Okay. Jar Cohen, can't wait for the future of T-Mobile. Thank you for the super chat, Jar Cohen, and I totally agree. Tons of excitement, lots of stuff to get excited about. There's a lot of things that can now happen with the new T-Mobile that couldn't happen before, right? So there is a lot of excitement. There's a lot of positive vibes in this merger, for sure. I think the only people that are frustrated with the merger are people that are against the principle of mergers, which is consolidating market share, reducing competition. It's not usually consumer friendly. Jobs are usually lost. all that stuff is real. Those are real issues with mergers. So, it's hard to look past those things. Those are all legitimate. But hey, at least we could say from the network side, we now have legitimate competition to companies like AT&T and to a greater extent Verizon. What's going on, Sam? What's up, bro? I work in Sprint sales manager, now the new T-Mobile. Hey, Sam, welcome to the community. I'd love it if you would subscribe. I'd love it if you would hang around and be a part of the community. Keep us in the loop. Let us know what's going on in that transition, how things turn out, kind of the day-to-day stuff, what goes into, moving towards the T-Mobile company as a singular operation. I'd love to know more about it. I've got my email address in the description box, and I also have a Twitter account at SneedTech if you want to, get that going there. So welcome to you. Welcome to the community. I'm glad if you stay around, Haven't seen any changes in the network. I'm cool with that, but I'm looking forward when the dust settles, all said and done, perks and all. Yeah, I think that's the way to look at it, Mav. How does this benefit you as a consumer is probably the most important thing. I know you're a big fan of Sprint. That's not going to change. I've said time and time again, Sprint's legacy lives on within the network technology. If T-Mobile is able to compete in 5G, it will be because of the assets that Sprint brings to the table. A lot of people joke and tease and make fun of Sprint for the way things have played out for the last decade or two. But truth be told, Sprint does hold the keys to the 5G success of T-Mobile. Without Sprint's assets, T-Mobile was going to get smacked around in 5G. Simple as that. There's no other way to slice it. There was no way. It was either that or they were going to have to go in big on C-band and try to compete with the deep pockets of Verizon and AT&T, which is really, really hard to do. And of course, Sprint wasn't going to be able to make it without T-Mobile, right? Their company, the marketing, the brand, the customer care issues. I mean, there's so many different, the poor acquisitions and mergers and spending. It was all just terrible, right? So they really were a match made in heaven, and they were made for each other. The homie Technoid is in the house. With John gone and Mike now in, what do you think his first action as CEO will be? Well, there's definitely an uncarrier move coming, which is really fitting because apparently Mike Sievert has been the brains behind the whole uncarrier thing. He's been the guy pulling the trigger. He's been the guy coming up with the ideas of the uncarrier. Netflix on us, the binging, the unlimited data plan, customer pain points, the customer care team, all that stuff. That's all been Mike Sievert. So very, very fitting that Mike takes over. It's almost like he was made for this, and he's been there every step of the way with John. They both came on in the company, I think in 2012 or 13. They've been there this whole way. So yeah. Jamaal, my brother, it is good to have you on, sir. Thank you for stopping by. Will new plans be introduced? I don't know, Andy. That's a good question, but I don't think new plans other than the ones that came out last week. The ones and they're really entry level. Unlimited talk and text, 2 gigs of high speed and 5G data, and it costs $15. But you get cut off after 2 gigs, right? There's not even a slowdown. So it's very limited. It's for low income people or somebody who needs, very little access on a device. But it's a good value nonetheless. So big shout out to T-Mobile for doing that. The homie Timothy Ball, thank you for the super chat, man. Not necessary, but I do thank you so much, man. Hey, the community is everything, bro. I love the SMT community. You guys are awesome. Big shout out to the SMT Nation. Everyone out there who watches my videos, likes them and shares them and supports the SMT. Anybody who ever, donated a super chat or said something kind or complimented the SMT or whatever the case may be. If you ever answered a question to a community member, we appreciate you so much. What's up, Ryan? What's happening? I work at Best Buy. Can't help but wonder if we will start selling T-Mobile now, or if we will no longer, or if we'll only support AT&T and Verizon. We sold T-Mobile back in the day, but that contract ended. I'm going to assume that T-Mobile finds their way back into Best Buy. Why would they be left out of that? You would be losing so much potential business. I'm sure they felt it even not being in there now. So I think with Sprint being in there, already. I think they do. I think they find their way in there. Definitely something by the end of the year. In fact, I would expect something by the end of the summer if it's going to happen. All right. So we'll see. We'll be watching that. That's an interesting point, and I'm glad you brought it up. And thanks for being here. What's up, Lil Easy? What's happening? Hey, thanks, Sam. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. What else we got here? I'm gonna take a little sip here, man. We got 180 in the live. My goodness, you all, thank you so much for being here. That is right, Timothy. Tell them 2.5 gigahertz will be all 5G. And that's why it's so important. That's 160 megahertz of national 5G dedicated spectrum, which means, as you start transitioning the network and you start doing all these new technologies, you're putting it towards the right thing. You're putting it towards network evolution. We can't be talking about stuff that was going on 10 years ago. We're moving forward with the new T-Mobile. This is all the new tech. You're trying to compete with AT&T. You're trying to compete with Verizon. You want to be this, legitimate national competitor. That's how you do it. Totally agree. LTE is getting improved quicker already. Well, I mean, it's the evolution of networks. It's on from one generation to the next. Yeah, Joe, that's all going to change, right? Anybody who's a T-Mobile customer now, whether you're a Sprint convert or you're a T-Mobile customer, full access to voice over LTE. Do you think T-Mobile will make more priority plans and lesser quality plans? They give a pretty good selection of that. They've got lower entry plans with lower priority, and they've got, higher priority plans. So they do a good job of that. Camster Mail, it's all going to be 5G eventually, so they're going to be transitioning in that way. Yeah. Band 25 will be the LT. So if for those of you that don't know what band 25 is, it's Sprint's PCS spectrum, and I believe it's 1900 megahertz, and they'll be using that for LTE support, which is good. That's smart. So that'll carry the LTE needs, and it's more than enough. You'll probably have anywhere between 30 to 40 megahertz of that in any market. What's going on, YouTube? Effing sucks. Eugene, my dude, what's going on? Bad idea to import phones like Xiaomi and Oppo. Yeah, they don't have band 71. That's true. Very, very, very true. Sprint has voice over LTE in certain areas. Yeah, they need it national, though. What's up, James? Keep doing what I'm doing. I will do that, man. Thank you for the support. It's going to be huge for our business customers. Totally agree. Yeah, it changes everything. We need 20 megahertz for LTE. Camster email, if that's what it is. There's going to be 2.5 available for LTE for now, but eventually it will all be 5G. They will be transitioning. So believe you me, they're gonna plan the network stuff as best as they can, and they'll be making good decisions about it. Nothing happens to Metro. I just think the network gets better. You get better coverage. You get better speeds. So your priority, your network experience should be better. Jamil, good to have you back. Carl Warner, T-Mobile will turn on their 600 megahertz in Orlando. I'm not sure. I'd have to check on that for you, Carl. I couldn't tell you. John Henry, thank you for the super chat, bro. Thanks, man. Very kind of you. Appreciate it. $2.99 super chat. Technoid says, in your opinion, did Dish save the merger? Dish was either going to have to start building out its network by the end of March, which already passed, or they were going to have to get in this merger. They were sitting on that spectrum for too long. The FCC was getting pissed. So, yeah, very good for speeds and coverage. Not as good for coverage as it is for speeds, though. So, totally agree with you there. It does kind of give you a little bit of the best of both worlds type of thing. Andre, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I hope this live stream finds you well, and the same to you. And I wish you and the family and all your friends and all your loved ones, I wish you all health and safety in these times. It is tough. Jason, a band is a mode of connection. So basically, the LTE that we connect our phones to, they all operate on different bands. So, Sprint has band 25. Sprint has band 26. Sprint has band 41. These are LTE connections where their wireless spectrum can operate. right? So that's how they transmit signal to our phones, and we connect to towers and stuff like that. And it transmits our data, right? Sending, and receiving data when you watch videos and when you send videos and when you upload content and stuff like that. Extra G block. Yes, sir. Big shout out to Matt Sullivan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. And thank you for the donation. You're a huge supporter of the show, man. You're a friend of the channel and a friend of the show. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to all of my moderators letting me know. Thank you. Saldana Tech Central. Dynamic spectrum sharing will be huge. Absolutely. It will be a massive boost to network management for sure. And then network slicing will be a big thing too. Little segments and pieces for certain activities on the network. So absolutely. What's up, Todd? How soon will Boost Mobile be able to use the new network? Right away. As soon as they want to start operating, right away. I'm guessing it's probably going to be in June-ish, May or June. At least by then, they'll kind of have things sorted out. This is up and coming, John Henry. Completely absorbed with all the subscribers. Sprint subscribers will basically get to keep everything for now. And by having a Sprint LGV60, you're going to have full access to all network components. So you're sitting pretty. You're in good shape there. So no worries. I was going to say the same thing, John. Less deprio, higher capacity access. So totally agree. I was thinking the same thing. I'm trying to catch up in the chat here. You guys are really kicking butt here. Charles, good to have you on. Yeah, totally. Yeah, big shout out to all the people in the front line, trying to help people out in these troubling times with the health concerns and what's going on. Hey, Camster Email, thank you, man. Appreciate the super sticker. Thank you so much. I don't know what the dancing or what sticker you picked, but it was it was the cool pair. Thank you for that. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for that donation. Thank you. What else we got here? Looking in this super chat. Hey, Sneed, I'm back. Welcome back, Caleb. Good to have you on, sir. Massive shout out to Joeseph Ortiz. Thank you for the extremely generous super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that greatly. Big fan of the channel. T-Mobile is stronger than ever. I totally agree with that statement. They are now positioned to compete as a third national carrier. And at least we could say with their mid-band holdings with Sprint and all that they do with the customer care side and the value they bring to the table with Netflix, and they've got QuiBI now, and they've got all these different things, right? Jump and there's so many different highlights to the T-Mobile company. They can legit compete with Verizon and AT&T now, right? They have that potential. Been following mobile since the early 2000s. Your channel is a breath of fresh air. I just wish T-Mobile would fix the network for my train route to Boston. Well, if you think about it, your train route to Boston now greatly changes. Think about it. You're increasing your network coverage now by getting access to Sprint. So overnight, your network experience may have just improved dramatically. So big shout out to Joeseph. Thanks for the super chat, and report back and let me know what happens once that full integration process takes place and how your network experience changes, and hopefully it's for the better. Big shout out to Lorenzo. He just got in here. Good to have you on. I'm trying to catch up. Where are we at here? John with the super chat. Bring the Mountain Dew kickstart back. Man, you remember that, John? You know what? I do have a kickstart in the fridge, man. Maybe next time. I had to wet the whistle there. Caleb, thanks for the super chat, man. You didn't have to, bro. All that you do for the channel, you come on and hang out on the live streams and you chat with us and you inform us what's going on the network side, man. We appreciate having an RF engineer on call basically to come and hang out and explain things. So we appreciate you. Didn't have to, man. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate the super chat. Delon, my dude, with Sprint, can we use T-Mobile Tuesday soon? Yes. I'll have to get back to you on when, but hopefully this upcoming Tuesday, right? That would be awesome. Sam's got the energy. He's got the positive vibes. Absolutely. Dan says Boost screwed us. I wonder what's going on the Boost side right now. I mean, there's got to be a lot of uncertainty and feelings of abandonment there. I don't know what that's feeling like right now. It's probably really, really awkward in a boost store right now. Jamil, thank you for the super chat. Always so kind of you, man. You're so generous. Thank you so much, Haboob. Appreciate you. I'm almost caught up now. How long do you think the integration is going to be? Full integration with all Sprint access, all Sprint assets is going to take a few years. That means not just integrating what's currently deployed, but then also integrating and building out all of the spectrum that they hold. So getting all 160 megahertz of their mid-band, right? And the 2.5, all of that, the massive MIMO antennas, it's going to take a while. But getting access to all Sprint sites and all of that, and that should be pretty quickly. Shouldn't take too long. So, smartphone question. Samsung just released an update to the S10 and Note 10, giving them S20 features. Does this make the S10 and Note 10 a better buy or something else? The newer generation Samsung phones are always a little bit better. The processor will be more powerful. The camera might be a little bit better. All that's legitimate. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make them as good, but it makes it more compelling to maybe save the money on the older phone and get a very similar experience. You know what I mean? So my Sprint rep mentioned to me that you'll see Magenta sales reps in Sprint stores over the next 6 months. What are your thoughts? They're probably going to be doing trainings, so that makes total sense. Getting everything done on the business side and operations and systems, that makes total sense. Right. So, yeah, that's that. Big shout out to John Henry with another super chat. Thank you, man. Does anyone know when Sprint will offer the LG V60? Every time I call to ask, then they give me conflicting responses. I'm going to say they're not going to offer the V60. I think if you're buying a V60, you've got to buy it from either T-Mobile, Verizon, or AT&T. You could probably also purchase it through LG, but they're going to probably make you choose a carrier. So my recommendation is buy it from your carrier, which is, I think now is going to be T-Mobile. So that being said, they'll also give you a bundle with the second screen. And they're also doing, I think, a buy one, get one when you add a line. So maybe, Tim, you can kind of speak to that and let us know if that is the case. So check that out first, please. Tech-Twan B with a super chat. I wish I could give you more, but keep up. Man, thank you. Tech-Twan, let me tell you something, man. If you donate $1 or $2 or whatever, any donation, to me, the gesture means enough. So I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Like you said, hey, if the times don't allow it, they don't allow it. I'm perfectly okay. I mean, if somebody was to say, I wish I could donate, but I can't, but I want to thank you for what you do, I'm okay with that. That's a huge compliment that you're willing to make that gesture to me. So I thank you regardless. So again, and thank you for being a part of the community. Thank you. Do you think since the prepaid companies will get more customers? Yes, I do, Brock. I think I actually have a video on this up and coming. I think we're going to see a huge migration of prepaid from postpaid. So yes, I do think that's going to happen. It's a great topic. It's something we could discuss at a later time. Look out for a video on that for sure. Absolutely. What happens to Sprint headquarters in Overland Park, Kansas? That's a good question. Do they continue to operate that, as just a T-Mobile type headquarters? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that they're probably not going to want to pay the rent. They're probably not going to want to, continue to operate that, but we'll have to see what happens. I don't know. Maybe some details come out about it. I'll keep you posted. Which market or batch of markets do you think gets access to T-Mobile network? All of them do. All of them do, right? All of them. It's everybody who's a former Sprint or current T-Mobile customer gets all access to all things new T-Mobile. So no restrictions there. What's up, Adam? Good to have you on. Glad you could stop by. I have sales manager training in 2 weeks for T-Mobile. There you go. So everything's happening in April, What about the Galaxy S20 that Sprint has if you switch over to them? It's all going to work. It's all going to work. Full network access. No problem. Dan, that's mostly true. Truckers love Verizon coverage. Some go with AT&T, but mostly it's a Verizon thing. Man, you ain't lying. 7 carrier aggregation. Hey, Jess, what's going on? Glad you could stop by tonight. Thank you for being here. Chad has Verizon. Do you think it's worth either going to T-Mobile or Sprint? Also, which would be better to go with? If you like Verizon and you're cool with what you're paying, I mean, I don't know why you would feel the need or why you would feel compelled to go. But I think in the coming months and in the next year, calendar year, the T-Mobile network is going to be unrecognizable. I think it's going to be incredibly capacitive and the coverage will be expansive. I think it's going to be awesome. So if it's not something you're willing to do now, it might be something to consider at a later time, especially if you're looking to save a little bit of money, because T-Mobile's always sold their service at a more competitive price than, say, Verizon did. You know, Verizon per line is always more expensive, for sure. And welcome. It's the first time I think I've seen you on the live stream, Chad. So welcome to you, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Bobby says, had a close friend jump from T-Mobile to Sprint and got 5 S20s for free at Costco with a 2-year contract. What is that? I don't know. I mean, what happens to their contracts? I mean, they've got to pay on those devices. What people don't understand is Sprint's customer operations still continue. They just move over to T-Mobile. So you're still paying on that phone. You're still paying for the service. You know, you're still going to have to fulfill those needs. So yeah, that's that situation. They already said Sprint headquarters would be an extension of T-Mobile. Oh, so they're going to continue to operate it. That's good to know. I never really thought about it. Like I should have looked into it. Like, what are they going to do with Overland Park, right? Yeah, it's huge. I was told by T-Mobile I would have a similar experience as Verizon. That's going to take some time. Look, I'm a huge fan of T-Mobile and what they do, but Verizon's got the LTE availability that nobody could touch, right? They just got so many towers in so many places. It's hard to argue that they've got the most comprehensive network. But with this merger, it gives T-Mobile the opportunity to truly compete on that level, which is why a lot of people are really excited about this merger, you know? Dan's not a fan of Dish. He doesn't think they're going to hold up for Boost. I don't know. A lot of people will probably agree with you, Dan, honestly. Levin, do you think it will take to roll out the 2.5 gigahertz? All of it could probably be done. Well, okay, so it's kind of complicated with 2.5 gigahertz. Number one, all of it has not been deployed. Number two, simultaneously while you're deploying 2.5, you're also deploying 600 megahertz. So they're trying to take care of two things at once. And they're also integrating the networks. And they're also trying to manage the sites, like which sites are we going to keep, which ones are we going to take down, which ones are redundant, that sort of thing. The whole entire process is going to take a few years. So I'm going to just go ahead and kind of create this overarching umbrella. The network will be done. All this old stuff, all the stuff that's currently involved in the merger, that'll all be done within a few years. But you will be seeing tangible upgrades to the network throughout. Like it'll all be part of their upgrade systems. So yeah, keep it locked to the channel. I'll definitely be reporting on those network upgrades for sure. LGV60 deal when you join AT&T, $180 after 3 months of payments, tax of $90. That's really good. New T-Mobile is going full speed under Mike Sievert. I'm a big fan of Sievert. Love what he brings to the table. Perfect guy for the job. Totally agree. Jamil says, hey, Sneed, do you know about Yahoo Mobile? Yeah, it's basically a prepaid version of Verizon's network. It's basically visible with Yahoo business grade mail or something, email. I don't know. The pricing's like $40 a month or something. I mean, it's a good deal for Verizon coverage, but why wouldn't you just go to Visible and then get on a party plan and be paying $25, right? So that's kind of how I look at that. Because of Dish's spectrum, AT&T could do 6 carrier aggregation. Not sure about 7. Holy crap! Yeah, like their network needs to get any faster, right? Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, Sam. Everything's going to translate just fine. No changes on the bill, no feature changes, no losses. Everything is going to be butter smooth. Yeah, T-Mobile got the buy one, get one free. Yeah, but you got to add the lines. True. Yep, that is 100% true. And I think that deal is active right now. I think it's been up for like a week or two, something like that. What else we got here? Yeah, they really do, YouTube. They do have an incredible network. They're like the evil empire, them and AT&T. Appreciate that. A year still doesn't compare to what Verizon spends. Yeah. Verizon has religiously spent the most on their network pretty much every year. Up until recently, it's always been Verizon, right? Now AT&T is spending big. They're spending 20 and 22 and stuff like that. And looking at their finances right now, that's probably not going to happen after this year, right? They're going to spend another 20 billion this year, but what are they going to do next year? Their company's in shambles, right? They've got all this debt. They've got issues at the top in leadership. Their Time Warner Media side is garbage. Their TV options are horrendous. They hemorrhage customers every quarter. I mean, at some point, something's got to give at AT&T. So yeah, they always come through. This is one time I disagree with one of your previous videos. Michael, that's perfectly okay, man. I have no issues with people disagree with me. Nobody sees the world exactly the same way, and I totally respect that. And I can appreciate your opinion. So no worries there. iPhone. Ew. Nintendo 504 is in the house. What is up, man? Good to have you on. Thanks for stopping by, my dude. Big shout out to John Henry. He's just giving out them dollars. Will I keep my Sprint benefits? Yes, you will. All perks, all features, your plan, everything's going to be honored. You are good to go. Enjoy that, because I don't know how long you'll get to keep it, but for the time being, you will be. Who knows? Maybe after 2020, after this year, they might make you switch up some things, but they'll try to keep you on something similar. But enjoy it while you got it. What's up, BK's finest? Love the channel. Work for Sprint as a front runner. Well, now T-Mobile. Okay. Well, welcome to the T-Mobile family. I hope the company does you well. I hope they treat you well, and you get to have a similar position and do the same things and make good money and excel within the company. And I hope that works out for you, man. And hopefully the transitions are smooth and there's no hiccups or issues. Okay. Timothy says the LTE that is live now will stay LTE for a while. 2.5 will be used all for 5G. Yeah, so people that don't have a 5G phone have nothing to worry about. But I think within a couple of years, 2-3 years, it's all going to be 5G. Call me the dude. That's funny. Hey, big shout out to Bobby Doan. $5 super sticker. What kind of super sticker is that? What do we have? Keep it up with the pair. Gotcha. The pair is the superstar of the show tonight. The 2.5 makes my knees weak. Sounds like something Pete would say, honestly. Wow. Verizon is known as the limb collector. Oh my goodness, man. That's that's rough, man. That's a pretty bold statement right there, let me tell you. And I mean, I've heard crazy things. I've heard people say all types of stuff. Fablet Guru is in the house. Big shout out to you. Cheryl Steele, how you doing? Glad you could be here. Why can't they sell DirecTV? They can sell DirecTV, but the question is who wants a failing business? Cheryl, a lot of people have an iPhone for sure. I had Verizon for a decade before I had T-Mobile for this decade. They're the same, but Verizon's more expensive. I mean, I have to disagree. I've traveled the U.S. and I cannot say that they are the same. Certain markets, I'd say T-Mobile is pretty darn good. If you don't travel, you pick the best carrier for your market. But if you travel, you have to pick the best carrier for the nation. So it's just something to consider, I think. Lawrence, thank you, my dude. I can only T-Mobile will do better this year and into the future. I totally agree. How do they lose, right? They fought long and hard for this merger. The network's going to be fantastic. Caleb's going to be hard at work in this integration process. customers are going to be happy with their value. People will continue to get Netflix, titles going to be provided. It's looking awesome. It's a great thing. Very, very good thing. Cesar Barajas, my dude. After Sprint transfers everything from T-Mobile stand and able to add line or upgrade with Best. That's a good question, Cesar. I'll be looking into that. I want to say yes. T-Mobile not being in Best Buys makes no sense to me. I can't understand for the life of me why they're not in there. So basically, all that's been in there has been Sprint and their prepaid carriers and their MVNOs, and then it's been AT&T and Cricket, and then it's been Verizon, right, and their service. And we haven't seen T-Mobile in there for a long time. So now is their chance to get in, knowing that they have the pre-existing relationship with Sprint. So it makes total sense. I think at some point this year, you guys will be seeing T-Mobile in Best Buys. If it's going to happen, I think it's also going to happen by the end of the summer. So if and when something does happen, it should be soon, hopefully by mid-year or maybe the end of Q3 at the latest. I'll be looking into that for you guys, though. That's a really interesting point you bring up for sure. And thank you for that super chat. Yeah, Artemis. Seriously, limb collector, man. Give me your arm, give me your leg. I agree, Pete. In Cleveland, T-Mobile is very, very competitive with Verizon. In fact, outside of my house, I think T-Mobile is a great service opportunity for people in the CLE. The speeds are great. The uploads are second to none. T-Mobile has the best uploads in the CLE. The LTE is very good. A little bit of network strain right now under the situation, but otherwise it's been very good. And now with the merger, I mean, sky's the limit on what they could do, A lot of excitement, Sam. We're going to be number one. Yeah, totally agree, man. We got to keep them fed. Absolutely. Verizon is the best cost country, but here T-Mobile is just as good. Yeah, I think a lot of cities are pretty competitive when it comes to T-Mobile. They've done a lot of good things with the network in certain places. I totally agree with that. Totally agree. Did you mention that some T-Mobile corporate store locations are closing? I've heard that. Tom. I did a video this week about T-Mobile having money issues on the retail side with stores. I got a lot of pushback about it. A lot of people said I didn't know what I was talking about. There's a lot of pressure going on the retail side because of the situation. Stores aren't really operating at full capacity. They're not selling a lot of phones. They're not open all day. Some stores are closed because of local regulations and state guidelines. Like, what are they supposed to do? They're laying people off, or people aren't getting paid. People aren't working. It's a tough situation. Big shout out to John again with another super chat. Thanks, man. Appreciate you donating so much to the channel. Thank you. Will T-Mobile offer Sprint subscribers a special deal? So what type of special deal would you require if you were a Sprint customer? Like, maybe, well, I would say that if you're paying more for Sprint than for T-Mobile, then obviously you switch over to any of the Magenta plans and you're good to go. But for somebody, I think, who's coming off a Kickstarter plan with Sprint, who's coming to the T-Mobile side, you probably want to keep your plan pricing until eventually, I think at the end of this year, at some point, whenever your plan expires, they're going to make you get on a similar plan, which might be like the Essentials plan, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's going to be the closest thing to what you had with Sprint. But they'll be competitive, and they'll try to offer you something, that's very similar to what you have with Sprint. So yeah, I think they'll be willing to make you deals, and they'll have some things in place for that. Big shout out to Puggy, the $5 super sticker. I wonder what type of sticker it is. I don't know. Let's see. Puggy gave, I don't know. I don't know what type of super sticker it is. Maybe somebody could tell me what type of super sticker it is from Puggy. That would be cool. Oh, it was a mic drop pair. Okay. Everybody picking the pair stuff today. Thanks, Puggy. Appreciate you, and thanks for that super chat sticker. So I appreciate that very much. T-Mobile is buying the FCC's favor by bribing Trump. T-Mobile mixed government business. Not really. I just think that the current administration is very merger friendly. I don't know if it was anything specific. Is there politics to mergers? I do think so. I do think so. So, not surprised that it played out the way it did, but like you said, there's definitely some political intertwining going on. Big shout out to Clinton Emberson. Thank you for the $10 PayPal donation. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for that super chat. Big shout out to Clinton for that. Thank you. Let's see here. Ryan with the super chat. Thanks, man. And by the way, Ryan, awesome hat. I'm pretty sure that's Decepticons. I don't know. It's Transformers. I know that. Awesome hat. Love it. I was a big fan of the Transformers when I was a kid. I wonder if that Comcast merger news fades away now, or does Verizon step it up and make an offer? Seems how they back Xfinity Mobile. I don't think there's going to be any merger there for now. I think a lot of their money is going to be being spent on C-band, the upcoming spectrum auctions, because they really need it for their network. I'm not going to say that it's out of the realm of possibility. Verizon would love a cash partner, somebody to come in and fuse cash into the company, allow them to do more as a carrier. So while that wouldn't surprise me if they did, I don't know. It's really about the timing. When is the timing right for that? So, but yeah, John says, thoughts on folding phones? They're going to stick around. Then I think the market's looking for something new. I don't know if the folding phones is where it's at. They've got to fold into a small form factor, but then get added functionality. You know what I'm saying? So I think different form factor phones are going to be a thing, whether it's foldables or it's add-on, attachments like with 2 screens and stuff, like with what LG is doing. I think that market is there. I think it's going to be strongly supported, and more will be happening on that side. Because, I mean, how many different types of iPhones can you make? And how many different types of Galaxies can you make? At some point, the market wants different things. This thing on? What do we got here? Mark says, talk about T-Mobile home TV services if this is possible. The TV services they're going to be an extension of what they're doing with Layer 3 TV. If you're not familiar with what Layer 3 TV is, this is an acquisition that T-Mobile had. I want to say it was like a year and a half ago, something like that. Maybe a little bit longer ago. It's been a while. Anyways, they're going to be utilizing that technology and that platform to roll out TV, and they want to do it over, an IP connection. Well, if you're going to do that, you need home internet, right? If they provide the home internet and the TV along with the wireless, and they can do it over their LTE network and 5G network, they're going to need a lot of capacity. So the merger really hinged upon what they were going to do with T-Vision and then home internet. I'm really big on what they can do with the TV side with T-Vision. Depends how they price it. It looks like they're going to keep it around $90 to $95, which is very competitive for full cable, right? They're going to offer you 200-300 channels. This is not going to be a light streaming service that's like YouTube TV or Hulu Live. All right, this is going to be full all-out cable provisions. So we're talking 300 channels, full HD, 4K content, all those types of things, on-demand, DVR, set-top box, all of that. And, all those 4K technologies and compression technologies that company has, they bring that to the table. So I really like what T-Vision can do along with the home internet option. So I think they kind of go hand in hand in that way. But again, these are going to be initiatives that were going to happen pretty much only if the merger happened, or else they were going to be waiting for a bunch of C-band stuff. Speaking of which, C-band is mid-band. Verizon has enough millimeter wave. Totally agree. Yeah. They've got over 2,000 megahertz of millimeter wave. They need more mid-band. Totally agree. I meant special phone upgrade deals. And do you think T-Mobile will merge and buy Comcast? I don't. It's crazy to think that T-Mobile got this merger and they would be looking to do another one. But it's nothing is out of the realm of possibility, and it could happen 2 or 3 years from now, right? It doesn't have to happen right now. It could happen, a few years from now. So big shout out to John with another super chat. Thank you so much, man. The special phone upgrades are going to be more designed for people that have old legacy tech that aren't really compatible with the T-Mobile network. Like maybe somebody's got an older CDMA type phone and T-Mobile can't get them connected. They'll need a new device. Maybe they give them something free. I think that's about all they're going to get. Otherwise, all the stuff that T-Mobile normally runs will probably be available to the Sprint customers. I don't know if there's going to be any, hey, here's this deal for Sprint customers that are incumbent, take advantage of that. I don't think we're going to see any of that, but I could be wrong. I will inform you guys. We've got a resident T-Mobile stud that takes care of business, and we'll be asking him, and we'll keep you guys in the loop. $75 a month. I don't know if it's going to be that cheap though. I think it's going to be closer to that $90, $95 range, which is just below the average cable cost, from like home internet providers and home TV providers. So yeah. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the kind words. Had Cox and Comcast. Comcast was better, but Cox had more channels. Yeah, I don't like either of them. Lawrence, thank you for another super chat, man. Appreciate you. I think real 5G iPhone will come out in 2021. Multi-band 5G that is due to Apple. Antenna configuration. One more for the college fund. Thanks, Lawrence. I appreciate it, man. The big homie, Chanel 808 Life. Hawaii. Aloha, my dude. Thank you so much for that. Yep, that donation goes out to Yasmin. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. SMT Ball, any predictions with T-Mobile Home Internet will launch to the general public? So it's technically available to the public now, but it's only available in certain areas, right? So, God, man, I think it really opens up by the end of the year. I think it really, really opens up because they'll have so much of the network kind of in the groove of this whole build out. So as areas are getting more capacity, they can do the home internet thing. Not everybody's going to want T-Mobile's home internet. The goal, they said, was to get in about 9.5 million homes across the nation, cover 50% of the nation's zip codes, right? Something like that, whatever it is. So, they don't need truly national capacity, but they do need, a fair share of capacity where they could support home internet, right? People are going to want at least 50 to 100 megabits per second. And in some cases, I think with their 5G, they could do more. So I'm very excited about that. Hopefully more towards the end of this year. It's really up to the network, in my opinion, But hey, who knows? Maybe on a market-to-market basis, we start seeing it. Maybe we start seeing it in, Texas areas, and we start seeing it in Mississippi areas and Florida, in places that are a little bit remote in the South or out West. That would be great. Areas where you have cell phone towers, right? But maybe you don't have a lot of home internet providers, right? That would be awesome. Google Feye and the new T-Mobile. Yeah, what happens there, right? Who knows? Maybe the network access gets better, right? Nothing really changes for them except I think they get faster, right? They have more capacity. So, yeah. Big shout out to Alexis. Thank you for the super sticker. What type of super sticker was that? I don't know. I think it was a goal pair, golazo. Thanks, Alexis. And I appreciate you hanging out, even though I know you're busy. You said you got company. But I appreciate you hanging around and chilling with us tonight. Will T-Mobile keep 4G if customers don't want 5G? LTE will be around for a while. They're going to be utilizing dynamic spectrum sharing. So whatever spectrum assets are available in a market, they'll be available for both the LTE and the 5G side. I encourage people to upgrade to the newer network technologies. I don't know why anybody would not want to get an improved quality of service, right? So when networks went from CDMA only to evolutionary steps in networks like 2G and 3G, the networks got more capacity. They got faster. They got more reliable. The quality of service improved. When we transitioned from 3G to 4G and technologies like LTE, and then advanced LTE, and our speed started getting really fast, and we could watch video, and we could upload videos, and we could send things, right? And we could watch 4K content on our phones on LTE. That's only happening because of the evolution of tech. You can't stay stuck with old tech and then realize that my quality of service is behind the times. When people say things like 4G LTE is good enough, it's good enough for now. The needs of the consumer change and evolve and adapt with the times. So when people who are now in their 20s and are seeing like 100 and 150 and 200 megabits per second, when they're 30, they're going to be seeing 4, 5, 600 megabits per second, gigabit speed with millimeter wave. And that's because the applications, what people want to do with their phones, autonomous vehicles, sensor technology, hospital systems, and telecare, all these things that are happening, they're going to require the evolution of networks. They've got to get faster, they've got to get more capacitive, and they've got to get more reliable. And all of that happens with the advancement of network techs. And we can't continue to say things like LTE is good enough, because it is not. The more we need to do and accomplish, and the more capabilities we need in our business and industries and our personal conveniences, we need the evolution of our networks. It's as simple as that. Do I think LTE is going to be around a while? Yeah. LTE is going to be around for at least another 10 years. At least. I mean, we may see it through 2035. I don't know. I mean, LTE is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to poo-poo LTE, but it's not the last call, right? Not even close, right? We're going to see it. We're going to see it alongside with 5G. We'll see 6G. And there will be a time where 4G LTE, 5G, and 6G will be working together. That's because we've seen CDMA 2G, 3G, and 4G, and now 5G. We've got 5, 6 different technologies all at the same time, right? So, sure. Yeah. 2G is... I'm trying to look. Artemis says, why is 2G still on? For calling, for extended range calling, right? If customers are still using it on a tower site, the carrier has no motivation to decommission it, right? Jess, a good VPN to have. I like Windscribe if you want something free. Windscribe is pretty good. If you're paying for one, TorGuard is pretty good. I like TorGuard. Good speeds, good security. Give it a look. That's true, Robert. That is true. It is a global standard. That is 100% true. You are correct, sir. Yes, indeed. And people still connect to it. So, yeah. What's up, Mike? Sprint iPhone 10, LaxBand 71. Have you heard if we should upgrade through Sprint or T-Mobile? Let us. I think either of them will let you upgrade. But if you're going to upgrade right now, they'd be converting you to a T-Mobile customer. You might be better off just upgrading through Sprint, actually. I don't know. You looking to trade in your phone into something new? Are you looking to just buy and keep that one as an extra? I don't know. And your phone will still work. Nothing's going to change from that respect, but you will be missing an important part of the T-Mobile network. Yeah, Maverick, I was talking about the home internet. Now that the merger is complete, do the new merged customers have access to it? Prior was only T-Mobile customers. Anybody can have T-Mobile home internet. You don't have to be a wireless subscriber to have their home internet. So it's open to anyone. I could have Verizon wireless, and I could not have T-Mobile for wireless, and I could still, have their home internet if I wanted, right? Artemis, I'd say it's, sure. Yeah, why not? And actually, as people are using less and less LTE, and we use dynamic spectrum sharing, it's not even going to matter how LTE performs. It'll be dynamic. It'll be moving between uses. It'll be, a lot of 5G and a lot of LTE. I think by 2030, the amount of LTE usage and 5G usage is probably pretty close to the same. 10 years from now, it's probably going to be pretty even. I remember 1X. I remember Edge networks and stuff, man. I remember that stuff. Connor, what's up? Glad you could be here. Thanks for chiming in on that. Appreciate that. I'm not surprised 1X on a subway. At least you're getting it to work, right? In tunnels, sure. Yeah, totally agree. Okay, all right. So we got 184 in the live. My goal was to just be on here for like 30 minutes. We're already over an hour. You guys are doing a great job tonight. The conversation's awesome. I see you guys kind of getting it in. 186 in the live. Do me a favor, really, really quick. If you could kick out of the live chat and hit that like button, please. That would be amazing if you guys could help me out. Go ahead and hit that like button to this video. Big shout out to Jamaal. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. LT Advanced is the best. It is excellent. 5G is going to be good too. What I want to do now is I actually just want to thank some people here. I want to thank everybody who provided super chats tonight. Looking at some of the super chats, I mean, some people were doing tons of it. I'm in the CLE, Sam, 216, man. So, yeah, I've been in the area a long time. Rafi, thank you for this. Big shout out to John, gave a super chat. Big shout out to Caleb, Jamil, the other John, who gave several super chats. Tectwan B, Jamil, Bobby, Doan. Thank you guys for donating and providing super chats. Big shout out to Clinton. Thank you for giving the PayPal donation. All the dancing pairs, Alexis. Thank you guys for those. Appreciate it very, very much. I actually have to hop off. If you guys could do me a solid, please do share this video. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys could do that. If you have Twitter, if you have Instagram, if you have Facebook, even on YouTube, share this video. Share my channel with your friends. That would help me out tremendously. Big shout out to my moderators, Rafi, John, Pete, Carlos. I saw you in there earlier. Thank you guys for taking care of business there. Jamil, I saw you in there several times. Thank you so much. Yeah, LinkedIn, that would be great. Thank you for that, Sam. Check us out on the Patreon page. Sneed Mobile Tech is on Patreon. Link in the description. The second channel, Sneed Mobile Tech live streams, where all these live stream podcasts get archived. Also, the Twitter handle at Sneed Tech and Megadon.net. Never need another social media platform ever again. The social media platform of the future, Megadon.net. Thank you guys for being here. Big, big day, big week for T-Mobile. We got the merger with Sprint. It's done. We're going to be seeing tons and tons of transitions and things happening with the network side. T-Mobile is getting ready to compete with the big dogs, stomping with Verizon and AT&T. It's going to be an amazing thing to see. You guys keep it locked here to the channel. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. That wraps this one up. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy it. We'll be doing the podcast on Sunday, so join us for that. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm the SMT, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.